On the stand right now is another friend of Robert Baker, Roger Brown, on direct.
I'm going to ask you a few questions from the time frame back in 2017, okay?
Okay.
All right. Well, first of all, let me ask you, showing you People's 14, do you recognize that person?
Yes.
Who is that?
Robert Baker.
How do you know Robert Baker?
I met Rob in 1997, and we used to play racquetball together. We used to play chess together. I used to run a strip club, and he used to manage porn stars.
Okay. Wait, this is back during what time frame that you ran the strip club?
Oh, this was like from 97 to 2005.
And sometime during that time frame, you met Rob Baker?
Yes. I met him in July of 97.
Okay, and then you became friends with Mr. Baker?
Yeah.
All right. You talked about, did you say you played racquetball?
Yes.
And where was that at?
We used to play at LA Fitness.
Go ahead.
I had memberships there, so we used to play on Reseda and Coldwater.
What city is that one in?
Reseda is in Reseda. No, Reseda was in Granada Hills. And the one on Coldwater, I would consider that North Hollywood.
197, did you ever play racquetball with Baker in the Woodland Hills LA Fitness?
No.
Okay. Your history then with Baker, would you say you were friends?
Yes.
And through the years you developed a friendship. Are you still consider yourself a friend of Robert Baker?
Yes.
Okay. You know he was arrested in June of 2017, correct?
Yes.
And since then, have you had many phone calls with Baker while he's been in jail or in custody?
No phone calls.
Ever?
Well, we had phone calls in the beginning, but not lately.
Okay, so in the first several years, or I shouldn't say several, first few years, you had a lot of phone calls with Baker.
I had a few. I used to go visit him.
And how many times did you visit him approximately?
Well, I couldn't tell you that. I don't know.
Okay, so more than 10?
About 10, maybe a little more, I'm not sure.
And when was the last time approximately that you spoke to Baker?
Last year. I can't remember when last year, but last year.
Sometime last year. All right. Back in 2017, and specifically January, February time frame, were you living in this apartment complex?
Yes.
Now, during that time frame, did Baker come to visit you? And that, I'm talking about the January, February time frame of 2017.
Yes.
Do you recall when that was?
I would say probably just before Valentine's Day. And I don't even know how long he stayed. I can't remember that. They don't just show up. They call and let me know, hey, I'm coming by. And then he said, man, you don't look good. You okay? So I told him, I said, my mother had just died. And I had just buried her on the 21st of January, 2017. And so he said, hey, man, I'm going to stick around, man, to make sure you're okay. So I said, okay. I wasn't all there at that time.
Because you were dealing with your own family issues. During this time frame, then in February of 2017, this initial visit, when he showed up at your apartment, did he call you first?
No.
Okay. And when he showed up, then did he tell you about anything that had happened about somebody dying or being murdered, anything of that nature?
No.
Now, when he first showed up at your apartment in February of 2017, initially comes in, did he tell you if he was dating anyone?
I already knew he was dating someone.
When did you know he was dating someone?
I don't really know. Probably 2016. I can remember that him and her came to my birthday party at El Casa Grande in Granada Hills.
Okay. Do you know who? When you say her, do you know the name of that person?
You want her real name or the name that I know?
The name you knew her as.
Madonna.
Okay. Do you see Madonna in court?
Yes.
Can you please identify where she's sitting and what she's wearing?
She's sitting right there wearing like a beige outfit.
Indicating the defendant.
So is it fair in 2016, around your birthday, you said June is when you first met who you referred to as Madonna, who's been identified as the defendant?
Yes.
Okay. Did Baker identify her as Madonna, or did she identify herself as Madonna, if you know?
Baker introduced me to her as Madonna.
Okay, and did she respond and correct him in any way?
No.
So as far as you knew, her name was Madonna.
Yes.
Then that birthday party, did you have any particular interaction with the defendant?
No.
From June 6, 2016 until he showed up at your house in February of 2017, did you see her at any time in between then?
Repeat that?
Did you see her from the date of your birthday in 2016 until Baker came to your house in February
Yes.
for Valentine's Day? Did you see her during that time frame?
Yes.
Where did you see her?
He brought her to my apartment.
When did he bring her to your apartment?
Wow.
I know. Estimates.
I know it was February 2017. I can't tell you the dates.
So February 2017 is when he showed up and said he was going to stay with you, right?
Yeah, he said I must stay here for a couple of days to make sure you're okay.
Before that, had he ever brought her to your apartment?
No.
So that was the first time, and we'll get to that in February?
That he brought her to my apartment? Yes.
Okay. So now in February, when is the first time that you saw her again since your birthday? He's at your
February.
apartment. Okay, he's at your apartment. Then what
Yeah.
happens?
He came by, and that was it.
Okay, so did you go somewhere to meet her?
Did I go somewhere to meet her?
Yes.
Oh, yes, I did take him to meet her at a Starbucks.
And was there any interaction that you had with her there?
No.
After that, did Baker stay with you then for approximately a week or 5-7 days, something like that?
Something like that. No.
Okay. During that time frame, did he bring the defendant over to your apartment?
One time.
And when was that? Was it during the day, at night, if you remember?
I can't remember. I think it was the evening time.
Did she spend the night, if you know?
No.
Was she there for a long time, if you know?
I don't know because I went to sleep.
Now, is this a one-bedroom or a two-bedroom that you
It's
have?
a one bedroom.
Where did Robert sleep then when he stayed there?
On the couch.
The time that she was at the apartment then, anything unusual happened that caught your attention, that you remember?
No.
Did you have any interaction with her, talk to her in the apartment?
No.
So where were they if you had a one-bedroom?
I was in the bedroom, they was in the living room.
Okay, and you went to sleep.
I went to sleep.
So you don't know what time she left?
No.
When you woke up in the morning, she was gone?
Yes.
Now, during that time frame, what did Rob Baker drive?
He was driving his Ford Expedition, a black one.
People's 142 then. Is that the Ford Expedition?
Yes.
Where did he park that Expedition?
He parked it in my parking spot in the garage.
Now, this particular photo, is that your parking garage, if you can tell?
Oh, I don't know.
Okay. You had one spot in your parking garage?
I had one spot.
And you let him park there?
Yes.
Okay. Now, at some point, he stayed there for several days. Do you know why he was staying in your apartment? Meaning, do you know if he said he wanted to stay with you to help you, but do you know if he had a place to stay?
Yes.
And where did he stay then?
I think it was off Winnetka and Independence.
Had you been to his apartment before?
After he got arrested, never before.
Now, as of the date that he's staying with you then, when he left, did he tell you where he was going?
No.
Is there a reason why he left your apartment?
Objection, call for speculation.
Sustained.
So he stayed with you for 5, 6, 7 days, right?
Okay, the reason why he said he was staying with me, he said, man, you don't look good. Are you okay? I told him that my mother had just passed away. And I told him that we buried her on the 21st of January, 2017. He said, hey, man, I'm going to stay with you a few days just to make sure you're okay.
After those days ended, do you know where he went to go stay?
I would assume he went back to his apartment.
I'm sorry. Object any assumption, call for speculation.
Sustained.
Okay, so you don't know where he went after
No, I
he
don't.
left? Sorry, thank you. But you stated that you went to his apartment on Independence after he got arrested. Is that correct?
Correct.
What did you go there for?
We went to get some of his stuff, you know, from, who was his roommate? I think his roommate name was Anthony. We just went to get some of his items.
You said we went to get.
Yes.
Who did you go with?
A friend of mine.
Okay. And why were you getting some of his stuff?
Because his room was going to be, somebody else was going to move into his room.
So you knew the roommate and you coordinated with the roommate, Anthony Bailey?
I didn't know Anthony Bailey. I met Anthony Bailey that day we went to get the stuff out of the apartment.
And the other guy that you went with, who is that?
I have to say.
This is all irrelevant.
Overruled.
Let's step away from this testimony and bring in our guest for this hour. Joining us from Minneapolis, Minnesota, criminal defense attorney, former prosecutor Jack Rice is with us. Jack, we're hearing a lot about Robert Baker from his friend Roger. He's saying some nice things about Robert, some things that perhaps suggest that he was in this relationship with Monica, trying to figure out who was in charge. We're wondering when he's going to testify. That's the big question. When is Robert Baker going to take the stand? Is it possible that the state could try and call him and he refused to testify for the state and only come in for the defense?
Yes, that is actually possible. I mean, one of the concerns that the state always has, and this is actually true on all sides, is you're always trying to assess. You're assessing, if I put somebody on the stand, how does it help me versus how does it hurt me? Now, one of the benefits to having a cooperative witness that you put on the stand is you get to say things like, describe what happened on this day. And they can lay out everything in this nice long narrative. And that can be really, really useful because it provides credibility, it provides context, it allows a lot to come in. And so you always want that. But what happens if you put somebody on the stand who's trying to fight, who actually wants to hurt you? They may go out of their way to answer in certain ways to actually tear your case down. And so I think the state's certainly trying to assess that issue unless they have some understanding with Mr. Baker that is different than what we know, because he's already said during his sentencing that she had nothing to do with this. So this is going to be a really interesting gamble from the perspective of the state.
It's also, he's a wild card just inherently because of his situation. You're talking about a guy who's serving a life sentence without parole. Well, he could wake up tomorrow and say, you know what, I'm taking Monica down with me because I've had enough of shielding her. You have all these friends coming on the stand. We heard from Ron Ray earlier. He clearly hates Monica. He thinks that Monica was, you know, involved, if not in charge. These people could be getting to him. I don't, you know, it just, to me, Robert Baker, I can't wait to, because you don't know, correct, Jack, what he's going to say until he says it.
Ted, completely. He is the ultimate wild card because at least at this point, you can't hurt him. I mean, that's sometimes what happens as a prosecution, you have leverage. And that's something the defense always tries to work on, to say, you'll say anything to save your own skin. Well, there's nothing he can save here. And so you don't have any leverage on somebody like this. If he's going to spend the rest of his life in prison because he's already pled guilty to this, how do you hurt him? How do you motivate him? These are all really huge questions, and ones that sometimes the prosecution doesn't have an answer for. Because contemplate what happens if he gets up and they call him to the stand and the defense gets to say, tell me what happened, Robert. and he turns around and he buries the state. He could do that, and there's nothing the state can do about it.